come to you tonight in this horrendously orange shirt to say happy Vlogust 18th, and I hope you had a great day, because by the time this is uploaded it will be the 19th, and I woke up and had a lot of quality family time with Logan. He was being so cute and cuddly this morning. So that was really awesome because he just usually he's pretty fussy. Well, not, I don't want to say fussy, but he gets really cranky and angry at us for no reason, like in the mornings. But today he was like climbing all over us, and he would just climb on us and then just like lay down or like grab your face and make you kiss him or something. He was just being so sweet this morning. The only notable thing that happened today was at work. We were about to close. It was like 8:50 something, and we closed at 9. And there was this guy kind of like browsing the DVDs, and I was just like, I was really busy, so I was kind of running around. But when I saw him sitting there, like, just taking his time, I was like, okay. So I stopped and I was like, hey, is there anything that I can help you find? And he looked up and he was like, no, I'm just looking around. And then I was like, okay, well, just let me know if you have any questions. And then I ran off to go finish what I was doing. But in, like, mid-stride, he was like, actually, there is, something inside, like, turn around. I was like, yeah. And he was like, so, like, I was just kind of, you have, like, a very interesting, sort of look, and I was just curious, what, and I'm just standing there like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, what's your nationality? And I was like, I'm Mexican. And he was like, oh, of course. And I was like, okay, yeah, of course I'm Mexican. I don't really know what he meant by that, but he was like, yeah, you just have like look really, interesting. And he was like all stuttering and stumbling over his words and not making any sense and not knowing what he was talking about. And I was just like, okay, I look interesting. Okay, thanks, I guess. Like, I run off to go finish my stuff, and he's like, it's a good thing, no, it's a good thing, you're just, you're really pretty. And I was like, okay, thank you, like, okay, thanks. And outwardly, I'm being very polite and just, professional, trying to keep the conversation moving along so I can get him out of the store so we can close on time. And because we had a lot to do tonight at work anyway. But anyway, so I'm like finishing what I'm doing, and I'm like in the middle of trying to close up this box because I was doing returns, so I'm like taping up a box, and he comes back like from the front of the store all the way to the back of the store where I am, and he's like, hey, so I'm just, I had one more question, just, where do you guys, do you have any clearance stuff? And I was like, yeah, I mean, we do, it's gonna be right over here. So I take him over to the very front of the store where he just was and showed him where the clearance stuff was, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you. So he's like looking around, and then, I kind of noticed as I'm walking away, I was like watching him to see to see how I could help him, pretty much. And I saw him like look at me and like look down at my wedding ring. And so I was like, okay, dude's trying to creep, And so then I run back and go back to finish what I'm doing. And I don't think he ever had any intention of buying anything. I don't really think he needed me to tell him where the clearance stuff was. We have huge red signs, and the store is not very big that say clearance, all of them. So, anyway, then he comes back to the back of the store again, and he's like, so I had just one other question before, the end. just want to ask you, you know, and the whole time he's got his phone in his hand, and I look at his phone, and I'm like, is he really gonna try and ask for my number right now? He just looked right at my ring, and he's like, so I was just trying to ask, you know, I just wanted to know, are you, like, what's your relationship status? Like, are you with somebody, married? And I was like, yeah, I'm married. I'm married, and I think I said it in a nice way. I was like, yeah, I'm married. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, I was just saying that, you know, I was wondering just because you're so beautiful, and and this whole time I'm like, dude, just like, huh? It was precious, to be honest, just because I didn't want to be. The only reason that I kept it going that long is because I didn't. It was visibly apparent that he was terrified of me, you know. So I didn't want to shut him down, but I didn't want to lead him on. So I was just kind of being neutral. I was attending my work. I was not showing any particular interest in him, other than, you know, how can I help you? And I think I did a pretty good job. But then at the end of it, he was like, okay, well, thank you. Have a good night. And I was like, have a good night. You know, alright. It was so weird. Ugh, it was weird. I'm glad he, you know, asked, though, because if he hadn't asked, he'd probably be, like, kicking himself when he went home later. Like, the girl was totally into me. I should have asked for a number. If you have any good stories about a guy creeping, leave them in the comments below, just because that's female bonding at its finest. Isn't it, though? Isn't that how we bond, ladies? I mean, like, right after my like, admirer had left, I walked with my coworker, and I was like, oh, did you see that guy? And she was like, is there a guy in here? And I, like, freaked her out. I was like, no, he already left. But so I started telling her the story, and she was like, oh, man. And then she started sharing her own story about how this guy was like, can I have your number? And she was like, no, I don't really have a phone number. She was like, I don't really have a phone number. And he gave her his phone number, and then came back and was like, why haven't you called me yet? Why haven't you given me a call? And she was like, and then, like, at the end of it, she was just like, is it horrible to say I'm just not attracted to black guys? It's like, oh, it's not horrible, but anyway, so let me know if you got any creepy guy stories, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.